Burt Lancaster, born Burton Stephen Lancaster on November 2, 1913 in New York City, came from a modest working-class background. Before entering the film industry, he honed his skills as a circus acrobat, a discipline that greatly influenced his later acting career. Lancaster's acrobatics background gave him remarkable physical agility and presence on screen, setting him apart from many of his contemporaries. His transition to acting began in the 1940s, when Hollywood took note of his striking looks and natural charisma. His big break came in 1946 with The Killers, a film that showcased his ability to portray intense, multi-layered characters. Lancaster's rugged masculinity, combined with deep emotional complexity, made him a favourite among directors and critics alike, allowing him to work across genres, from film noir and westerns to socially conscious dramas. His early career was defined by roles that required both physical prowess and emotional depth, traits that would remain central to his acting style. A trailblazer in Hollywood. Throughout his career, Burt Lancaster defied Hollywood conventions and expectations. He was not just an actor, he was also a producer and a staunch advocate for socially conscious cinema. In the 1950s, Lancaster founded his own production company, Hecht Hill Lancaster, alongside Harold Heck and James Hill. This gave him more creative control over his projects, enabling him to bring to life films that dealt with pressing social issues. One of the company's crowning achievements was Marty, 1955, a raw, honest portrayal of everyday life and love, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Another notable project from this period was Separate Tables, 1958, which dealt with complex human emotions and societal expectations. Lancaster's career thus became a mix of bold artistic choices and a commitment to elevating cinema as an art form rather than mere entertainment. Iconic performances and critical acclaim. Burt Lancaster's acting career is marked by several standout performances that garnered critical acclaim. His first Academy Award came in 1960 for his portrayal of the morally complex ex-convict in Elmer Gantry. His performance showcased his ability to blend charm with menace, portraying a deeply flawed but empathetic character. 2 years later, Lancaster won his second Oscar for Birdman of Alcatraz, 1962, in which he played a convicted murderer who becomes a respected bird expert. The role underscored Lancaster's gift for portraying deeply human characters who struggle with their own contradictions. These performances solidified his place as one of Hollywood's most versatile actors. Throughout his career, Lancaster continued to explore roles that pushed the boundaries of traditional Hollywood characters, embodying men who are often complex, conflicted, and deeply flawed. Personal life and family. Burt Lancaster was married 3 times, and his personal life was as layered and complex as his career. His first marriage was to June Ernst, an accomplished trapeze artist, which was rooted in their shared circus background. However, the marriage ended in the late 1930s or early 1940s, the exact year being unclear. Lancaster's second marriage, to Norma Anderson in 1946, marked the beginning of a long and politically engaged partnership. Norma was a passionate advocate for social justice, and the couple supported various causes, including the civil rights movement. They had 5 children together, but their marriage faced significant challenges, and they separated in 1966, with the divorce finalized in 1969. Lancaster's third marriage, to Susan Martin in 1990, was quieter and more private, lasting until his death in 1994. In his final years, Lancaster found companionship and stability with Susan, as he reflected on his illustrious career and the challenges of aging. Advocacy for civil rights and social justice. Beyond his work as an actor and producer, Burt Lancaster was a vocal advocate for civil rights and social justice. At a time when many in Hollywood were hesitant to take political stances, Lancaster used his fame to support causes that mattered to him. His activism included support for labour unions, artists' rights, and racial equality. He was particularly committed to the civil rights movement, and he and his wife Norma were deeply involved in fundraising efforts for Martin Luther King Jr. and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Lancaster's political engagement was not limited to charitable acts, but also extended to speaking out against racism and inequality, both in Hollywood and in society at large. His advocacy efforts earned him respect in both the entertainment industry and the broader community, where his moral compass and willingness to take a stand set him apart from many of his peers. Later, career and iconic roles. As Lancaster's career progressed into the 1970s and 1980s, he continued to tackle complex and diverse roles that showcased his acting range. One of his most memorable later performances came in The Swimmer, 1968, a surreal and psychologically intense film that has become a cult classic. Lancaster's portrayal of a man attempting to swim across suburban pools to reach his home became an exploration of personal delusion, guilt, and societal expectations. In 1980, he earned another Academy Award nomination for his role in Atlantic City, a poignant portrayal of an aging small-time crook. The role demonstrated his ability to capture the complexities of aging and the passage of time, adding a layer of depth to a character who, on the surface, might have been seen as a mere archetype. Even as Hollywood was shifting, Lancaster remained relevant by embracing roles that challenged both himself and the industry. Complex relationships and personal struggles. Burt Lancaster's personal life, particularly his relationships, was filled with complexities. His marriages were marked by deep emotional connections, but also personal and professional struggles. During the 1960s, Lancaster became involved in a tumultuous relationship with Jackie Bone, a hairdresser he met while working on the film The Professionals. Their relationship was marked by moments of intense passion and equally intense conflict. One notorious incident involved Bone smashing a wine bottle over Lancaster's head during a dinner party. Their bond eventually ended after Bone underwent a religious conversion, which Lancaster could not reconcile with his own beliefs. Despite the challenges in his relationships, Lancaster often spoke with affection about his former lovers, revealing a deeply human side of the iconic actor that contrasted with his rugged on-screen persona. Secrets of a Hollywood Star. As Burt Lancaster entered his later years, he began to reflect on his past and the hidden parts of his life. In private conversations, he confided in close friends about his romantic entanglements with several well-known male figures in Hollywood, all of whom were closeted due to the social and professional risks of being openly gay in the 20th century. One of the most surprising names in Lancaster's list was Cary Grant, with whom he had a brief but emotionally significant affair. Grant, a man known for his carefully constructed public image, was one of the most famous closeted actors of the era. Lancaster described their connection as electric, but also fraught with caution, as Grant was deeply protective of his carefully managed public persona. Their relationship was one of the many hidden chapters in Lancaster's life, revealing a side of the actor that few knew, even as he continued to be celebrated for his on-screen bravado. The end of an era, Lancaster's legacy. Burt Lancaster passed away on October 20th, 1994, after suffering a heart attack. He was cremated, and his ashes were scattered under a large oak tree in Westwood Memorial Park, Los Angeles, where his name is etched on a small plaque. Lancaster's legacy as an actor is cemented by his groundbreaking performances in both mainstream films and socially conscious projects. His commitment to authenticity, his versatility as an actor, and his courage to take on roles that push societal boundaries have made him a beloved figure in the history of Hollywood. While his personal life remained largely private, his actions off-screen, whether through his political activism, his advocacy for civil rights, or his commitment to creating meaningful cinema, highlight the depth of his character. In the end, Burt Lancaster is remembered not just for the iconic roles he played, but for the person he was behind.